Welcome. The gang's all here. We got Capt now. We got Captain Justin. I'm back from beautiful Florida, and I pulled into Cabo just in time for it to be humid, sweaty, hot. Kelly's favorite weather. It is absolutely sweaty hot, sweaty. But it's Promar Monday. So welcome everybody to Promar Monday. Justin, Al, how are you guys today?
Pretty good, Dave. Glad to be on here with you. Another day alive.
Yeah.
Very good.
You had a fun morning there. Those guys had a good time. Catch a couple handfuls of bass. Being in the flat calm, the little guy got to turn the handle a couple times. You had what was the biggest bass? Like 6 pounds this morning?
6'6".
Dude, that's a trophy fish all day, every day. I don't care where you're at. And that was inside the bay, right, Al?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a spotted bay bass?
That was on the gulp in the bay.
That was a 6-pound sand bass.
I was gonna say, holy crap, that's a big spotted bass.
No, I wish that'd be a world record spotty.
We'd be on our way up there right now with the camera crew.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, the target fish today was sand bass, but man, I started at 5 to get a couple hours of the tide, but it just wasn't moving fast enough. It was barely moving.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like I always say in the bay, the number one thing that you have to have in your arsenal is moving tide. You know, when the tide's right, they'll eat a freaking Frito. You know?
There's a bunch of people on here that would love to have a day like you had today, Al. A lot of people would love to have that. You ended up with over 20 fish for a half day fishing in the bay. You're just spoiled. Most people would be totally stoked with that. Al's like, I'm sorry it wasn't any better. I'm like, it was phenomenal.
Well, that was awesome. I'm a little under the weather too, so I'm not my normal self right now. Some of the family members were pissed off that I went fishing today, but I'm like, hey man, you want to pay my bills? I'm fucking out of here. Excuse my language. I'm out of here.
Right? Yeah, you got to make hay while the sun shines, gang. That's the way it is in this industry. We don't get to take days off because we don't feel good. We don't get to take days off because you know what? Those people paid for that day. They don't want to hear Captain Al or Captain Justin calling them up saying, I don't feel good today.
The only time I don't go if I have some satanic stomach flu where I'm puking everywhere.
Right.
I'm gone.
Yeah. So Justin, there's some big stuff happening right now for your deckhand, Mr. Anthony, who is really a captain and he has a beautiful boat and he's out there with our good buddy Joey. What are they doing?
Yeah, so they're out there right now trying to catch lizardfish.
They got a nice one. I saw it.
Yeah, they're out there catching bluefin. Very, very, very close to shore. And they're doing phenomenally well.
Look at, here's one of, both of Justin's deckhands are out there putting the hurt on the bluefin right now. This is deckhand Joey. Al, look at, you remember this when you had to do this?
Yeah. Good? Yeah. Hey, first tuna, one bite, everyone knows the rules. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, how cool is that?
That is really cool.
Pretty
good for them. They deserve it. I've been putting them through a lot of stress and anxiety. So they really deserve a good day out there on the water and killing some tunas. So good. I'm really proud for them. I'm actually waiting for them to come back right now. They're on their way back already.
Nice. You're going to be having some fresh bluefin tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all timing. They went on the right time and the right day.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
When they're close and you get the phone call, you got to drop everything and go.
That's exactly what they did. Both of them.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool.
It's way cool.
Job, boys.
Yeah, they probably got to them before the whole million boats are on them too. Tomorrow,
yeah,
million boats will be on them.
Well, they went to a new zone, where it's not reported anywhere. They went to a completely new zone, and they are scouting it out. We're watching the patterns of what the bluefin were doing, and they did a Hail Mary run, and they got him.
Perfect.
And then the only people that are going to be on that tomorrow are members of Your Saltwater Guide. And Justin will be the leader of the parade out there tomorrow. Right?
Yep.
You're going with Paul tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So in the morning, we're going to go out there and try to get some bluefin. We'll try for a couple hours. I say try because bluefin are bluefin. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And it's
might
fishing.
not even be there.
Yeah, they may not even be there. So I've been trying to track these stupid things for a little while, and it's been working out pretty good. So tomorrow we'll try for a couple hours, and then we'll head to Catalina with a big old tank of anchovies and kill some bass, barracuda, maybe some bonita where we're going, and maybe some yellowtail. So.
And the nice thing about tomorrow is Captain Al Clowers will be out there in the morning also. So we won't have any real downtime because between Captain Al and Captain Justin, they think a terrible day is when they only catch 30 or 40 fish. And the rest of us were standing on the sidelines. We're like totally stoked sitting in our offices under the fluorescent lights going, yeah, I'd like a chance to catch one. And Captain Al's pissed because he only caught 20 up to 6.5 pounds inside the bay. And the rest of us are going, we want one of those kind of days, Al. We want one of those kind of days. And then Justin was out there bluefinning a couple days ago, and you looked at about 1 million fish, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, it was unreal. There was freaking tuna everywhere. So I'm just going to say, I was a booger eater that day. And whenever you go fishing, you always go prepared, right? Always prepared. They preaches it on the website every single day, every minute, every video, everything you look for, always be prepared. 8:30 the night before, we decided, let's go for bluefin. Well, I'm already on the boat. All my bluefin stuff is at home. I'm like, I'm not running an hour and 20 minutes home and 2.5 hours back to go and get bluefin stuff to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go bluefin fishing. There's no way. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to go out there, and winging it is what I did. I winged it right on out there and stared at a whole bunch of fish. Didn't have the right stuff. I didn't bring flying fish. I didn't bring my helium. I didn't bring my kite. I only brought like 2 Mad Max, which they weren't biting on Mad Max, and a half a spool of McCarty 30 and a half a spool of my other McCarty 30 filled up. And it was just it was really bad. And Anthony brought 1 spreader bar, and yeah, we stared at the fish. We watched them. It was pretty interesting.
You take that stuff this time of year. You take that stuff off your boat.
Yeah, I like my lobster stuff too. When it's not lobster season, I take all this stuff off. I haven't had any trips for tuna recently, so I was like, oh, I did it opposite of what Dave says. Always get ready at the beginning of the year, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing good at Catalina. I don't have to worry about it right now. I don't have any tuna trips set up until August, so I'll just wait. And yeah, you're right.
You got caught with your pants down, son.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Talk about that fish Anthony hooked. He got to get rid of the rest of that line, that unused line on his spool, right?
Which one? Oh, yeah. So we had these fish that we seen were like big fish. Really, we thought they were baby whales at first. We're like, damn, those are some baby whales that are coming up, and they weren't splashing or anything. They're what they call porpoising. How dolphins come up and they go up like that. What they call porpoising. And we're like, dang, that looks like baby whales. Like, what the hell? So we drive up. Oh, sorry. We drive up next to them, and we're like, oh my god, they're freaking bluefin. What the heck is going on? So we weren't prepared. So what does Anthony do? He takes a lure on 80-pound, chucks it at him, hooks up, zippity doo dah. Never stopping that freight train, and broke it off. Bink.
He's got a nice long leash hanging off him now, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
You can grab the line when he swims by.
Yeah, but we see. I can't say that we just sucked that day. I mean, unfortunately, we weren't prepared. We got, like Al said, we got caught with our pants down, and it's just unfortunate. And we've seen all different size bluefin from like 20 pounds all the way up to over 300 pounds.
Crazy.
So, yeah, we've seen them. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, they look spectacular when they're jumping out of the water and you don't have the right stuff. They're
yeah, right next to the boat too, just swimming right next to the boat like a dolphin. I'm all, what is going on? We're not prepared at all. We don't have anything.
Nice. Captain Al, when you were fishing today, Justin brought up something cool and we were all trying to figure it out. And I'm glad you kind of explained it. But for those that don't know, Captain Al puts out a game plan every single Thursday, and he explains to you exactly how to do what he was doing in the bay. But there's different options for what you're doing in there. So kind of without giving away too much info, because we need the people to still understand that the best information's on the website. But how are you targeting these? Gang, these fish, you got to think about this. He's in the bay in San Diego where the aircraft carriers and the tour boats and all the sport boats and 900 sailboats drive around all day. And Al, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say that was a pretty spectacular day. There wasn't, if you watch it, if you go back and watch, there wasn't a half an hour period, except when you were driving, and you can't really catch them when you're driving. But the rest of the time, whenever those guys had their lines in the water, they were getting bit. So kind of go over a little bit of how you were putting that together, because I know you don't feel good and I know you think it was a crappy day, but it was epic for those of us sitting at home watching.
Well, first of all, everyone on that boat really didn't fish except for one guy. So on all those bay trips, after about an hour, if they get bit, they finally kind of get the hang of it.
Right.
So we're using light line. Well, I switched I'm using a 15-pound braid on the spinning rod with a 20-pound fluorocarbon top shot. And I used to only fish like 10 and 12, but when those big sand bass are around, they'll break you off on that 10 and 12. So, or a big halibut. So basically today I started in an area that is on the game plan. And I tell everybody to go look at. I tell them exactly where it's at. And there's a bunch of clam beds and high spots over there. Not a bunch of high spots, but there's some high spots over there. And there's some hard bottom. So they'll either be up on that hard bottom or they'll be really thick. Like the other day, we got 61 fish in 4 hours and we had 42 sand bass. And it was all on the gulp, basically. So we're using a spinning rod, light line, to a half-ounce lead head and the Berkeley gulp. But I don't predominantly use the gulp. I don't use bait because over the years, the artificials have proved that they get bit more, way more than bait, believe it or not. And the reason is, and I've done videos on this and stuff, is because in the bay, when the tide is moving, it gets everything rolling around the bottom, and it's in razorback clams, they're like this big and they're gray and white. And the bass spit the whole razorback clam up as soon as it hits the deck. So they're eating razorback clams, ghost shrimp, and worms, I think, more than fin bait. I don't know that for a fact, but by the fish counts and what I'm using, that's what tells me that. And then in the other area where all the spotties are, it's just mud. And those spotties get up on the channel edge and fishing the channel edge, try to kind of drift with the break right there and throw in the swim baits and the gulp. So everything I did today is on the game plan.
So you're saying that they go up on those high spots now?
Huh?
You said they go up on the high spots?
The sand bass, they're hard clam beds, and there's some pinnacles where I really wrecked those sand bass at. And,
yeah. Are they breeding up there? Or what are they? What do you think they're doing up there?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're spawning. But the other day I was out there and I forget. I don't know if he's on here or not, but there was a member out there. I'm like, somebody's on my juice. So I just went up there. I didn't get real close to him, but I went up and I got in position. And next thing you know, it was, hey, Captain Al. So he fished with me all morning, following me around on my drifts and stuff, and he smoked them too. But the sand bass fishing 4 days ago was insane. I didn't go live because they had kids and they didn't want to go live, but it was ridiculous. They took home 10 big fat ones, up to 4 ones. And then today, when they weren't biting in the morning, I mean, we started dark 30. It was still dark, trying to get a hold of that tide, and they just weren't around this morning. I made 3 passes. I'm like, all right, let's just go get them bit. So I went to downtown, and the spotted bay bass fishing was okay. It wasn't really good or nothing, but it was okay. And they caught about 15 of them. And then I'm thinking, and then it kind of slowed down. So the whole bay was stopped. The tide was stopped in the whole bay for 45 minutes or so. So I'm like, man, I'm going to make a long run out to the front, see what happens. So I pulled up to the front, and that's when they caught that 6-pounder.
That's cool.
It was worth the move, you know?
That's really freaking cool.
But yeah, all on light line. I mean, 20-pound test isn't light, but the braid's light, you know? And you can't really, with the half-ounce bait, you can't really feel the bottom. In perfect conditions, you can feel the bottom, but, you know, if the wind's blowing out of the south like it was today and the tide's coming in and you're getting blown sideways and all that stuff, you can't really feel it. You got to kind of do it by feel. Flip it out there, let it go about 20 seconds down, and then every now and then I tell them, when in doubt, let a little bit of line out. And you don't want your bait way, a swim bait, yeah, you can keep long line it way away from the boat. But the gulp, you don't want it real far away from the boat, 20 or 40 feet max. And,
yeah.
You know, that bait's pretty cool, especially with the kids, because they get lazy and they stick it in the rod hole. And next thing you know, it's bendo.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's really easy
Fun.
It's real easy with me for beginner fishermen because you don't have to put a bait on every second, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Cubby.
But that's that. That's how I did it today, Dave.
Nice.
Yep. I'd much rather catch some big fish, but tomorrow we have a 3/4 day local, so see what I can get put together with that.
And then it's all good because Justin was on the show watching and asked how you were doing it, which was good for the people. It's such a fun deal watching these live fishing shows for everybody. I mean, Cubby watches all the time. The guy won the Bisbees, but here he's watching you catch spotted bay bass in the bay. We're just into fishing. We just love to fish. We don't need a giant bluefin that you spend $1,000 in fuel to go out and catch to make us happy. We just want to catch fish. And then another thing, and we're going to get into this for a little bit in just a second. I got to show a little bit about Promar here because Promar is our big sponsor for our Mondays and Tuesdays and our live fishing shows. But Justin, my goodness, I'll tell you what, I was flying and I didn't get to see exactly what was going on, but I got to hear the pain in him. He's like, I'm driving all over the place. There's nothing to catch. This sucks. This sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. And then the next thing you know, I come out of the airport and I look and he's got an ice chest overflowing with 5-pound calicos and a white sea bass. And I'm like, boy, that looks horrible. The three of us, our expectations are absolutely off the chart, gang. The things we think suck are just so cool. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. Let me show you this new video that Justin and I made down on the docks with Brian the other day, and then we'll get back into the show because we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. But look at this. All right, gang, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. Nowadays, with the bait being as expensive as it is, and it's because of the cost of fuel and all the other things that have gone up, the bait companies had to raise their prices. Now it's imperative for you to save your live bait at the end of the day. A lot of places aren't too into the permanent hard receivers in the water on their docks, but this is an amazing product. Because when you're done using this, you just hose this off and put it away, put it in your dock box or somewhere where you can store it. But what this is going to allow you to do, Deluxe Bait Hotel. This is going to hold your sardines, your squid, your anchovies at your dock, especially if you're going to go out today and then you're going to go out again tomorrow and maybe do 3 days in a row. You want to save your bait. I'm not suggesting leaving this in the water for months at a time because none of the marinas enjoy that anymore. But this is a perfect for saving your bait for a few days at a time. This is the Deluxe Bait Motel floating bait holder. And another thing that's worked really good for those of us that like to fish Catalina, when we have our center console like this, you can tie this off to the side of your boat, put your squid in it, go on the island, go have dinner, enjoy yourself, come back out to your boat, turn your bait pump back on, get your squid out of here, rinse this off, and put it away. This is an amazing product. You got to have one of these if you're into fishing at all because you want to save your bait as long as you can. The Deluxe Bait Motel by Promar Ahi.
And you can grab
Go
all
check it
that
out
and
at the
much
website.
more with that QR code I got up there on the screen. But
So
Justin,
that's all cool and everything about that bait motel, but there is a lot of people that have trailerable boats. So they put them on a trailer. It's really hard to use that bait motel on the side of your boat when you're on the trailer at home.
no way, you're
So,
kidding me. That's
so,
bizarre. Thank God you're here to explain that to everybody.
so I'm gonna go over something that you all need, and it's very important, especially because the season's firing up. There's yellowtail and the kelp patties. There's also some Dorado working their way up the line. Oh wait, did I say that? There's Dorado working their way up the line right now. They're way down south. They're going to be here in no time at all. You got the bluefin biting, you got small bluefin, big yellowtail, small yellowtail, all this kind of stuff. You want to be prepared like I wasn't last week. So to be prepared, what I suggest everyone getting is this GT4 15-pound, 20-pound, and 25-pound and 30-pound line for those really picky fish. So sometimes the fish won't bite that 25 or 30 or 40-pound line. They're going to want the less visible line, like the 15-pound. So that's what you're going to have to fish with. So definitely go and get the GT4 fluorocarbon 15-pound, 20-pound, 25-pound, 30-pound, 40-pound. We have them all over our boats. It's a must-have for your boat. Fishing's firing up. You might want to make sure you have enough because when you run out, what are you going to do? You're not prepared. So, hey, Brent, how's it going? Hello, everyone. The other thing is when you're going out and you're flying a kite, flying the flying fish, or you're trolling a Mad Mac or a spreader bar or something like that, you're going to want a monofilament line because it has a stretch, unlike the fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon doesn't really have that much stretch. So you're going to want a monofilament line. We use this exact one right here. Once I go get my reels spooled up today, I'm going to be putting this on both of my reels, this 150-pound. This is what I like. Everyone is different. I wouldn't go under 150-pound. That's just my preference. Anthony, for example, he likes using 200-pound. So that's what he uses. But I use 150. Up to you, but definitely a wind-on leader. If you don't know how to tie on a wind-on leader using a bimini knot, you can scan that QR code when you buy this at the bottom. If you can see it, there it is. And it'll teach you exactly how to tie that bimini knot to tie on your wind-on. So there you go. Now,
Yeah, and the really cool thing about all this and much, much more is the members are super active over on the community and they're sharing what they're doing and how they're doing it all the time. It's part of being on the website. The community is second to none, and the amount of information that's shared over there on the community is why our website is so good for all the members, because this has never been done before. Whoops, what happened?
that's never been done before. You see that, everybody? Dave gone. Bam.
Yeah, that's never been done before, where the members are sharing all the information on what they're doing out on the water the whole day, which is pretty spectacular. I mean, you walk down the dock tomorrow and you look at somebody that has some fish on their deck and you're going to say, "Hey, where'd you catch those?" And they're going to say, "In the water." But you go over to our website and guys like Al and Justin and Jason and Cubby and, oh my God, Brian and Tim Ogilvy and Matt Ryan and John Emerson. They're sharing exactly what they're doing. Most of these guys are sharing what they're doing while they're out there on the water, because what happened? Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, built the most incredible app. So there's really no reason why, as members, the reason why you guys are doing so good is because of the mass amount of information. So when these guys share their information, take advantage of it. It's pretty cool. I love the fact that the members share. They just jump on the app. It takes almost one whole second, huh, Justin, to share a little information. Justin shares, Captain Al shares, and then all the members that share, I thank you all very much for making it what it is, because when new members sign up, they're just blown away by the vast amount of information. So, and that's all because of all of you. But Justin, how did we go on Saturday morning from me going to Al's house to get on the airplane? The fishing sucked as it possibly could be, to all of a sudden I land in Cabo and you got an ice chest full of fish in less than an hour and 45 minutes. What happened?
We used anchovies.
Really? They
like you see all these people posting all over Facebook and stuff. Oh my God, the San Diego bait barge still has an anchovy, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's because you're a booger eater and you don't know how to use them. That's all it is. And people just don't know how to cast. It's just, I don't know.
You just got to be quick and fragile.
Yeah.
Something changed, though. Something changed. It's like Al was talking about it earlier, and you found that. And it was very distinctive that something had changed, because when I left you, you had nothing. And when I came back an hour and 45 minutes later, you had an ice chest overflowing. And besides
water movement.
What?
Water movement.
Yeah.
The current shifted to where we were, to uphill. And that spot only fishes good at uphill current. So it's very, very crucial when you fish a spot. You can get all the spots in the world. I mean, I can give you 1 million spots, but are you going to know how to fish them? And that's the thing about being your saltwater guide member, is you learn how to fish all those spots and which way the current needs to go, so on and so on. Well, the spot we went to, the current was actually going in downhill. But it doesn't fish good that way. So we sat there for a minute. We're like, man, this sucks. I mean, we're not getting bit. I'm metering fish. I even showed it on the live show, all the fish are metering, or I showed Dave or someone. And he's like, oh, you got to get bit. And I said, no, we can't get bit. There's nothing. It's not working. If he's off, do you have anchovies? I'm like, dude, we've been throwing anchovies. We have nothing's going on. He's like, that's weird. I'm like, you're telling me? So with them, we just went to a spot. I don't know how to say it without giving away everything. So we went to another spot close to there. And then as soon as we got there, the current started going uphill. And it switches just like that. I mean, it switches in 1 minute. The current will switch, or 5 minutes, the current will switch. So the current switched. So we drove right back over to the same spot we just were. And all of a sudden, the current went uphill. And all those fish that I metered, they decided, hey, let's bite. So that's what happened. And we're catching fish.
Yeah.
It was
conditions. It all matters.
And we got a bunch of videos about that too. And the thing is about what you and Al and all the other members that constantly leave the reports, they talk about how the conditions matter and how they change. And all I'm trying to do, gang, is help all our members. That's why I beg for members to share on the website. They send me pictures of their fish and I'm like, great, that's wonderful. I love seeing pictures of fish. But did you post on the website? Well, no. Please post on the website. Let all the members know. We have 5,000 plus members that really, really, really need to know what you did and how you did it. That's what separates us from every other thing out there, is the amount of sharing that we do on the website. I mean, me and Al and Justin talk about it all the time offline, gang, when we're not online here on the podcast talking to all of you. We're sidelines talking, man, it would be nice if Jimmy Joe Johnson would have left a report telling us what happened while he was out there, seeing how we kind of care about we consider our members family, right, Justin?
Yeah, they are. Every one of the members is family. That's what's really cool about this whole Your Saltwater Guide thing. We all work with each other. We work with each other on the water. I have bad days, and I'll rely on some other members. Like not too long ago, I called Ronnie B, and I was like, "Dude, how are you catching it? What are you doing?" Because I went out to the same spot and I sucked. He's like, "Oh, you got to do this and that." I went back out there, boom, hookup, and I was like, "Dang!" It's always when you think you know, you don't know, and you just learn. You have to be willing to learn all the time on the water. But I'm going to give an example, or for one thing, is on the website when we do our game plans, we don't normally say, okay, go over to Pebbly Beach at Catalina or go to Frog Rock and sit uphill or downhill current and so on and so on. We say, okay, the fish are biting here, here, here. This is where the fish are biting right now. This is where the yellowtail are. This is where the bonita are. This is where the calico bass are. And this is where we caught 45 marlin. So that's just what we give on the game plan. Now it's your responsibility to then go back on the spots videos that they put out and figure out how to fish those spots. So for example, Frog Rock. I've always experienced that downhill current is best at Frog Rock. If I go to Frog Rock and there's uphill current, I'm not going to just go, oh yeah, there's current here, I'm going to anchor and just wing it. No, if there's not downhill current at Frog Rock, I'm not anchoring. I'm not going there. I may meet a fish. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'll go up to like Gallagher's or Toyon Bay, or I'll go up to Hen Rock or somewhere else. Maybe even White's Cove, or anywhere. Or I'll go into the MPA line if I can't get bit. Go into the MLPA and I'll just catch a bunch of fish inside of there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, everybody. But I'll just go somewhere else if the current's not going the right direction. So even though there may be current, it may not be the right direction for that current in that spot. So.
Exactly. But it all matters, and more information we can gather, the better. That's why I just think our website's so much better than everything out there, because of the fact that we don't have one species we're focused on. We just want everybody to catch more fish when they go out fishing. And that's what separates us. And the sharing, gang, the sharing is the biggest part of it. And if you got time to share on boogereater.com or slackjaw.com, then you had way enough time to share on our app that I built, that I spent $25,000 building the app, so you guys can go on the app while you're out there fishing and see what's happening and see everybody that's posting and what they're doing. So do that for me so that we can help the other members. Not everybody is in the fish all day when you're out there. I mean, the moment Justin or Al get done or catch a fish or something, they're on the app posting because they know it matters and they're helping each other. Not only are they helping all the members, they're helping themselves too. And it also is good for the brand, because it just shows that we're willing to share. So that's all I got to say about that. I want to show you guys something. At the ICAST show, I got to do a seminar at ICAST. Kind of different. Not a lot of people get to do that. I got to stand on the middle of the big largemouth bass tank. Al, you would have been proud of me.
Hold on 1 second before you do that. So I wanted to mention one more thing. I think it's important. So a lot of people will see that I'm not posting a lot on Your Saltwater Guide. That's because literally everyone is calling and texting me. So I'm just telling you, as you call and text me, I tell you where to go. So, but I do the game plans, and literally everyone, whenever I go live, or every single day, I get at least 15 to 30 calls or texts from Your Saltwater Guide members to find out where the fish are biting. So I'm like, oh, they'll just call or text me, and I'll just tell them where to go. Super easy. No other website does that.
No.
None.
No. And my favorite part about it, Al, is when they sign up. The minute they sign up, I call them. And a lot of people, they drop the phone. They can't believe it's me calling them. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if there's any other website out there that you know of, any kind of website, concrete.com or snotgobblers.com or wherever you're getting information from, if the owner of the website calls you. But I do. I call each and every one of our members the moment they sign up. Unless they don't give their phone number, then I send them an email and ask them. It's hard for me to call you when you don't leave your phone number. But gang, yep. I was at that bass tank. Now, I fish largemouth bass a little different than everybody else. I fish them with a live goldfish. So I'm not real I'm not real adept on this whole lure fishing. I'm watching Al. I'm asking him questions, what he's doing out there. But we were showing off the Akara jig. That was what we were going to do. And it's a slow pitch jig. Now, this bass tank, Al, is at the deepest part of it. It's 4 feet deep. So it's kind of hard to slow pitch, right?
Right.
So I sat in the booth at Promar and I practiced underhand lobbing this Akara jig until I found the size, because we got them from 15 gram to 170 gram. I knew I wasn't going to flick 170 gram at that glass, because you know me, I'd break the glass. But I stood there on the side and I finally found the one that worked the best for me. I don't know exactly what the gram weight was of it, because I've been out of the gram business for 38 years, but I used to know.
Now he's in pounds. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Kilos, buddy, kilos.
Yeah,
kilos. That's the word for it, kilos.
But I get up on top of that tank, Cap Mal. You'd have been so proud of me. There was like 30 bass in that thing, and they had already been fished like 20 times by some of the greatest bass fishermen on the planet, with all their bass lures and their electric worms and their shutter baits. And I don't know the names of all the crap they're throwing in there, but I'm watching those bass react to those guys' bait. And like every third or fourth, I was using the 60 gram. Thank you, Brian. That would have been good, Al, to have 60 grams at one time, right? That would have been incredible.
Well, that might last a couple hours.
But I get up there on the tank. Brian's right there with me, and I'm probably the only guy in the whole show that snagged the big rock in the middle of the tank. It was I had to get somebody to come get it for me and get it out of the rock.
Granite grouper.
Thank you, Brian. But Al, I flicked that thing out and I got it all the way across the tank, and I would pull up on the Akara jig and it would flutter down, and every bass in that tank ate it at least 5 times. And the half hour I was up there, I flicked that thing in the water probably 40 times. You'd have been so proud of me, Al. The biggest fish in there is probably like 8 or 9 pounds. The thing ate it so deep every time. One time he had it so far down inside him, I didn't think I'd ever get it out. It had no hooks on him. Right. We took the hooks off, but this guy was taking it down there. To get a slow pitch,
Dave filleting in front of everybody.
Oh yeah,
this one's mine.
But we had that slow pitch was working, Al. I was able to make it work, Justin and Al. And I don't know how in 4 feet of water, but I did it, and the bass were eating that thing wide open. And Brian's got it all on video, so we'll probably be showing that in the next few days. But yeah, you'd have been very proud of me, Captain Al.
Yeah, those fish seen everything.
And they were eating that chunk of metal all for a half hour full speed. They were chasing it all the way across the tank. It was so cool, because I had no idea if I'd even get a fish to even react, let alone I was out of my element. And in the middle of my seminar, and I'm doing a seminar, and as you guys know, I'm kind of loud. No. This lady comes up and says, "Sir, can you please be quiet?" I'm like, "Oh, baby, you're so lucky we're not in Orange County, California." Should have made her cry. Yeah, I'm going to do a seminar. I'm going to stand on top of the tank and not talk. That would be a hell of a seminar.
That'll be the second time Karen told you to be quiet.
So, Captain,
you know those foaming fish in the lake that you were fishing? Back there, Dave, the bass when they were foaming?
Right.
You can pitch that lighter car in the middle of those things and just smoke.
Oh, the guys definitely were. But the moral of the story was, John Bretza and his son Xander were watching this, and they were just blown away. Now, remember, Okuma has a lure line. They have the fish labs, but guess what they all wanted? Everyone, the president of the company, John Bretza, the president of product development, and his son Xander, they all wanted the Akara jig. And they didn't put these in the fish's mouth. They caught, look at this. This is on the new 170 and 130 gram Akara jigs, the brand new ones. Check this out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that.
Look at that largemouth bass.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful bass. And look at that. Snap up.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that Garibaldi. Holy moly.
It, man. Anything will eat those things. So that's John and Xander catching fish on the Akara jig. What a great, you couldn't ask for a better thing. That's that slow pitch reel. That's what I used in the aquarium. It was pretty amazing. But those,
that's cool.
Yeah. So
that is freaking cool.
Just like Justin showed at the dock the first time he ever used the Akara jig, he's catching fish on the dock while he's on the live show. Captain Al, you firm believer in these Akara jigs. I know we use them a lot all over in Southern California. Well, they're working in Florida. They're working in the Bass Tank in Orlando. They work pretty much anywhere that they can touch the water. You're going to catch a fish on them. I just wanted to show those off. And we'll put that QR code back up on the screen because of our relationship with Brian and Steve and Ben over there at Promar. You guys get to save 15% on these new Akara jigs. The 170 gram and the 130 gram are just out on the market. We broke them out for the iCast show, and check it out. They work. You want to get some of those. You see Justin catching fish on them all the time, so you know they work. So check them out, gang.
If I can catch them, you can. I promise.
Absolutely. That's beyond the shadow of a doubt. Brian's got stuff he'll talk about hopefully on the show. And was the food out there? Yeah. How was the food? It was phenomenal. We would get done every day on the show floor. We'd work like 8-10 hours on the show floor, and we would drive as fast as we could to get back to the house because we had bass boats at the house. And Brian thought it was so funny. I'm the oldest guy there, 63, almost 64 years old. I'm super excited to get back to the house to go catch 1 pound largemouth bass in the lake. I'm like a little kid. I couldn't wait. We fished every night till 10 or 11 o'clock at night in the lake and then get up in the morning, go work the show. I kind of like fishing.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to try something tomorrow.
Throw a Akara jig into the middle of a foamer?
Yeah. So I have a reel from Okuma. It's the only one available. There's no other. It's a prototype reel that I'm testing out. I'm going to throw it with that reel into a foamer.
Nice.
And we're going to make history. Yeah, baby.
There you go. How cool is that? Yeah, that Akara jig's pretty special, right, Captain Al?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anytime those tank fish eat the bait, you know it's money.
Oh, that looks beautiful. That should get gobbled right up. You might have a rough time getting that back out of the fish's mouth.
That's fine. We'll get it out after I cut them up.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good. I think this is going to work out pretty dang good.
Yeah, Jeff, they worked phenomenal in Alaska. You guys saw it live on the show. Every day I was up in Alaska fishing. That was 8 days straight up there fishing 5 o'clock in the morning till, oh my gosh, who knows how late. It doesn't get dark till midnight. It gets light at 3 in the morning. We fished our butts off, but the Akara jig up there was my go-to lure also, even though there were some fish caught on the hookup baits and the assist diamond jigs and the live deception. I tell you, I wanted an Akara jig on my line all the time. The way those things flutter, the fish has to eat it. And I saw that firsthand at the iCast show. I keep saying PCS, the iCast show, because to see him in that tank doing a slow pitch in 4 feet of water and watching those bass react was absolutely insane.
That would be really cool to watch.
Yeah, that's cool. All the other baits, they just look at it, but they don't eat it.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to watch, Captain Al. I'm like, I don't know. Whatever it is about those lures, I'm a firm believer in them. I used them. John Bretza, head of product development, was using it yesterday and today. He caught fish on him on the docks today. He hasn't sent me the pictures yet because he's on the airplane flying back. They fished for 4 hours this morning before they got on the plane to fly back to California. They're firm believers in that Akara jig. And like Brian and Ben and I said, oh gosh, don't have Fish Labs come out with an Akara jig next year.
Oh, yeah, the rat race begins, right?
Oh, yeah. But check it out, gang. Go to promar.com. right there on the screen, promarahi.com. The QR code's up on the screen. You save 15%. I'm not just talking about them because Promar is a sponsor. I'm talking about them because you get to watch me use them live on the show. You watch Justin use them live on the show. You watch Al use them live on the show. They work. They work. Absolutely. Check them out. I don't know, Cubby, if you're the only one, but you're one of the very, very few. Mostly everybody's watching on YouTube right now. Although, yeah, we only got 3 people watching on Facebook, 2 on X, and 40 on YouTube right now. Yeah, we're in, like I was telling Justin this morning, we're in super secret double probation right now. I don't know why, but the algorithm loves to play with Captain Dave, but the best part about me is I'm on every single platform. So if they want to mess with us on YouTube, we're good on Facebook. If they want to mess with us on Facebook, we're good on Insta or TikTok or YouTube or Spotify or Apple or Megaphone or Threads, X, Rumble. We're everywhere. Mike Lewis, welcome. There, Mike Lewis and Cubby are the only. Wait a minute. We said something. Now there's 5. Now we got Mike Lewis, Cubby, EJ, and 2 other people I don't know on Facebook. Thanks,
Maybe
guys.
what it is, it's the repetitive going live, because you're normally going live at noon every single day, and then you stopped going live for almost a week at noon every day. Maybe that's it. Then an algorithm kind of falls. I'm not sure.
I did my shows in Florida. We were live in the Tom Rowland Sound Studio. We did it.
Weird.
I don't know. I just think it's a game they play. The last thing they want anybody to be is very successful.
Yeah.
Kind of the way the green hairs take over, and they don't like what you're doing, the green hairs, and they'll just shut you down.
Yep.
So what's going on, Al? What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you going to catch fish?
Yeah, I'm going fishing. That's my plan.
There you go. There's a pretty good chance you're going to catch something.
Wind me up and let me go and try to figure it out. There's like 3 different ways I could go. I might be able to do 2 of them in the same day, but I don't know what's going to happen.
All you have to do is go the right way.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
That's all you have to do. It's that simple, right?
Yeah, there's 3 kids on there, so he's like, yeah, I just want action. All right. Well, after today in the bay, I don't know what's going to happen. I was thinking about maybe doing half in the bay and half in the kelp beds, but I don't know what's going to happen.
I would just follow the sport boats, everyone else does it. It seems like the thing to do. And start to go right behind them and just follow them and wave hi.
Right. Well, the Daily Double didn't leave the harbor today till like 9 o'clock. So it looks like, and he wasn't very full. I think he waited till 9 o'clock to get enough people to run.
Oh, perfect. You can wait right outside the mouth of the harbor. And as soon as you see him, just go anchor up right next to him and say, hey, how's it going, you guys?
I know where everything is. I don't need
you do.
I'm just kidding. No one do that.
No one do that anymore. For a good day, whether it's catching whatever. Yeah. Nice to catch some of those big ass corvina in the bay tomorrow. That's fun when they react. You're fishing in 6 foot of water with a big old giant take of anchovies. You throw a little bit out there and they start boiling.
That'd be really cool.
Absolutely. That would be the kind. Gang, don't forget. Not one person downloaded the QR code. Please hit the QR code for Promar and download that and get some of those Akara jigs.
It's gonna go on fire tomorrow once everyone sees me hook up to a bluefin on that bad boy. Watch. I'm gonna do it.
So what time do you guys what time you guys think you might be live tomorrow?
Probably 7:30.
So we'll go live with Al at 7:30. Justin, you should be right around in the zone about that time. So we'll have you in the background if you're driving around. As soon as you find some fish, we'll switch over to you. We'll be back and forth. We'll be producing the show all day tomorrow, gang, with these 2 guys out there fishing. They're both fishing all day tomorrow. They're what we call a 3/4 day trip. They're out for 10 hours, depending on the fishing and the people. But we'll go live and then we'll pop into our podcast with Michael Folks. we'll maybe just hang out and watch you guys. I'm having a hard time finding anybody because there's another big giant show going on right now back east. So all the who's who of the sport fishing industry are kind of tied up to try to get another guest to come on with me and Michael. So we might have Captain Al and Captain Justin as the two guests with Michael Folks tomorrow while we're out there live fishing. That'd be fun too. Michael loves to fish. He'd love to watch what you both are doing. That'd be great for both of us. And Captain Al, I hope you feel better. Get some sleep. You've been going balls to the wall since early this morning. I bet you're tired, little buddy.
No, it's just having your face all chopped up. It's not very fun.
Yeah, kind of go over. You had like 57 pieces of your body cut off over the weekend. Over the weekend, right?
Yeah. So it's come to find out, it's from my radiation. So I was trying to wait till November to do it, but it was growing too fast. So I went to the doctor and she found 5 big spots on my back. And I'm like, I've been wearing long sleeves for 15 years. And she said, it's not your fault. It's because, obviously I've had cancer twice and they blasted my neck and my jaw 2 times with the max dose of radiation. So anyway, make a long story short, I went into the Mohs surgery and they took 5 or 4 big nuggets about that big out of my back that are open right now, and then 1 out of my neck that's like that big. And then they cut my face right here, down here. There's 18 stitches right here, and there's 16 stitches right here. And then this piece right here,
oh my God,
they don't know what they're going to do with it right now, because I told them, I said, don't be cutting my nose off. So they scraped it, and we're waiting for results for that. But I got 16 stitches right here and 18 stitches right here, and it's pretty uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah,
man.
And he went fishing all day today.
That was 3 days ago. So I'm going to go take a shower, and my wife has to change all my bandages on my back and my neck. And then I just chill out. And then I got a bunch of spots on my arm that I'm treating. All these spots on my arm. So, yeah. Fight and stay alive. Cancer sucks.
Holy crap.
And then after tomorrow, I don't have a trip until the 29th. And I think what I'm going to do is block some days off so I can stay out of the sun and make sure everything's good, get the stitches out, make sure I don't get no infections. And then I'm going into full day trips on the 29th, 30th. I got 8 or 10 trips next month too. So right now they're all longer trips, 3/4 day and full day. So get around a little bit of that bluefin too and get out of the kiddie zone. I wish I was going to the islands, because the islands is wide open right now.
Yeah, the yellows are biting. All kinds of stuff's happening, gang. You got to keep an eye on our website. Even though the game plans come out on Thursday, all the members are posting what they're doing all the time. John Emerson, thanks for all those great posts, all those fish. John caught yellowfin, dorado, and bluefin last week. Kind of hit the grand slam, just one fish away from a grand slam. He didn't get any albacore, but I think we're just days away from the albacore getting caught. Everything, the table is set. The amount of bait, the amount of people out fishing, I think we're just one day away from someone stumbling into some albacore. Remember, if you're out there driving around and your boat's unable to troll at 82 knots that you have to troll the Mad Max at, you can throw some feathers out the back or a cedar plug and get a bluefin on those, but maybe get an albacore. How cool would that be to be the first kid on the block to get an albacore this year?
Yeah. Hey, one other thing. If you guys,
whoa, what are you yelling for? You scared the hell out of me.
Anybody out there that's wanting to fish the bay, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is epic morning tides. So 5-footers. So you guys want to get on some bay fish, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the time to do it.
Good. Let's get out there and do it. You got anything else to add, either one of you, or we're going to just shut her down? Justin's got to go get his stuff ready for his trip, and Big Al's got to go take a nap before he goes fishing tomorrow. So
I was hoping that Anthony would pull in right now and you could see him offload these tunas, but I don't know where he's at. I text him to find out what his ETA was.
They're probably having sashimi at the bake tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm out.
All right, buddy. Thank you for being on the show today.
See you guys later.
See you guys in the morning tomorrow. Have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying. This is the only place you get the truth. And we'll be back with more truth tomorrow. It may not be the truth you like, but it's still the truth. Have a great day. Turn off the news, and we will see you.